Well, hello again, everybody. We are the highest tier potty, your weekly unfiltered wrestling and entertainment. Welcome to the World Elite Podcast. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube as well. Of course, I am the Yeet Man, Marcus. You know what? I think we all need nicknames. I mean, I got one. Our two guests have nicknames, so I'm going to introduce my co-hosts with nicknames. I think Dylan already had one on, I don't remember if it was back on the Fanatics Network or whatever. Weren't you called the Assassin at one time?
No, I was the silent assassin. They say I never talk or anything on those live streams, so they gave me the name the silent assassin. Well, I've just kind of embraced it after that.
All right. Well, you can't be the aerial assassin. That's Will Ospreay. So
right.
We got the silent assassin Dylan, and well, this is the best I could come up with. Our other co-hosts, the Komodo Dragon Jordan. How you doing?
Well, I like it. What's up, guys?
I saw Komodo Dragon eat a whole Bambi, and I'm like, Jordan would fucking eat a whole deer.
What the hell?
Like, I saw it on fucking Twitter, and I was dying laughing. I said, dude, Jordan would eat a whole deer if you skin it up and cook the meat. So, we got some guesses. First, right below us, he's back again. You can check him out on the Two Heads One Podcast or Two Heads Podcast. He is the EVP, Mr. CJP. How you doing? Welcome back again.
Hey guys, glad to be back. Yeah, you can check me out on Two Heads One Table Podcast or Main Event Mondays on Monday. I have a Twitter space there. And my Twitter handle is at Charlie718-03496. A lot of numbers, but yeah, give me a follow. Got to be back.
And then finally, he got his own show, which it's about to make its epic return. He's already showing it off. I'm a belt collector, but he's a current champion. Is it Game Breakers champion or
the Game Breakers Debate Network champion?
Ladies,
2 times.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Marcus. To introduce to you the reigning, defending, undisputed, 2-time Game Breakers Network Debate Prediction 7-Eleven 24/7 heavyweight champion of the world, the Redeemer, Justin.
Yeah, man, I feel like it's been forever since I've been on here. Holy shit.
I know.
What an intro.
I'm ready for my 2-week hiatus break because I need it because literally I fucking recorded a nostalgia every week this summer and Justin was probably on 40% of those.
Oh, I believe so. You and me, when it comes to nostalgias, just put the two of us together and it's off to the races.
Well, I know you're coming back on somewhere down the road, probably the end of September when we get closer to Bad Blood. Because we're doing Bad Blood 04 together, and I think Dylan said he was going to hop on too.
Sweet.
3 of us. CJP's coming on when I return. We're going to do WCW Fall Brawl 1998.
Oh, nice.
And then finally, for the first time ever, I'm bringing him on for nostalgias. I'm bringing the Notorious Fam. The Lady Psycho and Dom. We're doing Unforgiven 2002.
Nice.
So it's gonna be fun, but I gotta take my break first, and I need some college football in my life, so I'm gonna be hitting a couple of games.
Yeah, football season's really close.
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted to know. I mean, I saw you had an NFL hat on your profile picture, but you were wearing it backwards. What team was that? The Saints?
No. I am a Tom Brady guy, so that was a Patriot. I'm a Patriots fan, but that was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So yeah, I was a Bucs hat from the Super Bowl win. The last team to beat the Chiefs.
Okay. So I know we're mainly going to be predicting 2 shows this weekend because it's Labor Day weekend. We're going to predict Bash in Berlin and we're going to predict NXT No Mercy. But first, a couple things I just want to get to you guys real quick. First, rest in peace, Sid Vicious. Sid Udy passed away on Monday. A couple things I want to share about him, originally from West Memphis, Arkansas. He passed away at the age of 63 due to cancer. A lot of people have known him more as Psycho Sid, Sid Vicious, or Sid Justice. or his real name is Sid Udy. He was also Vicious Warrior and Sid Cyclop one time. Originally from West Memphis, Arkansas, or wherever he damn well pleases. That's what if Howard Finkel didn't announce West Memphis, Arkansas, he announced that, especially in WCW. Former two-time, okay, before I'd say his accomplishments, this was like one of those guys, like, he was in the main event, but he wasn't like main event hype. He wasn't like the face. He was just a heel that just won championships. Two-time WWE champion, two-time WCW champion, former WCW United States champion. This dude main evented 2 WrestleManias. People won't remember that. They're going to say, oh, yeah, he main evented WrestleMania 13 with The Undertaker, but they forgot. Sid and Hogan main evented WrestleMania 8, not Macho Man and Ric Flair. Sid and Hogan main evented, but no one talks about that because it ended in a disqualification. So I wanted to get y'all takes real quick if y'all have any thoughts or memories about Sid Vicious. One thing I've loved about him, I wasn't his biggest fan in WCW because he was a heel, but he must have the same IQ as me because that boy has fucked up so much promos. I loved every single bit of it. With fucking YouTube these days, I wouldn't be able to share 2 of my favorites. I'll have to share later, but here's 2 right here that were instant classics. Check this first one out.
I expect there's going to be a barn burner.
No, shut up, you fat, bald-headed little oaf.
What? Wow.
I like this one. This one's the best one.
Richard Dillon, an unstoppable, stop optic.
Wow. The man is so funny.
I'm trying to read that. I got to play it again. Hold on.
Richard Dillon, an unstoppable, stop optic.
It's like he was trying to say unstoppable, but he said unstoppable.
He was like trying to correct himself and then was just like, fuck it.
Well, because they were too long. 2 other ones that didn't get thrown on here. The one where I don't know who the fuck he was talking to. He was in WCW. He said, "You're not half the man I am, and I have half the brain that you do."
My favorite one right there. That's the Kevin Nash and Scott Hall one when Nash is wearing a mask that literally looks like Sid, and he just comes out there going, "They all know that I am half the man. Like, you are half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do." And I'm like, wow. Didn't even think about that one, did you, Sid, before you said that?
I also like the one where he was like, "Can we redo that?" "No, we're live." "What?"
Yeah, just JR, no, we're live, pal.
But that was iconic was when he saw his car crushed in the parking lot. He's like, "Go,
Just basically, if you needed a good laugh, just let Sid do it. He'll go out there and just stutter and do whatever, and he'll just make you laugh.
Plus, he had one of the best jackknife power bombs. No offense, Kevin Nash, but Dylan, you got any takes you want to say about Sid Vicious or Psycho Sid?
Yeah, I was really caught off guard by the news of his passing. I had no idea he was battling cancer. Whenever I saw the news, and just an unfortunate loss for the wrestling world. You know, he was easily very entertaining. He deserves his spot in the Hall of Fame. I hate that it's going to come now that he's gone, and I feel like that's the case for a lot of the older superstars that paved their way to be in the Hall of Fame. I feel like a lot of it comes now that they're gone, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, basically, just condolences to the family. You know, it's unfortunate, and it's nice of the wrestling world, not just WWE, but I know AEW had posted something. I'm sure other wrestling promotions had posted their memories as well. So yeah, just prayers to his family.
What you got, Jordan?
No, my thoughts and prayers go out to his family, and that I think that's before my time.
Oh yeah, way before your time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, CJ.
Yeah, I have a lot. Like Sid was somebody that I watched growing up. Obviously, I was a big Hulk Hogan fan growing up, so I remember WrestleMania 8. And man, like there's so many people that were able to develop. He's got to go down in the top 5 of the best big men ever. Definitely, like Dylan said, Hall of Famer, and his promos were just to die for. They cut so deep. I I don't know. He's going to be missed as well. Like, it's just really sad right now because, Roman's lost 2 family members and now Sid. I mean, he was only 62 years old. I'm 40. I'm about to be 44 in like 2 weeks. So you just don't ever know, man. That's really young to be losing somebody like that, especially 3 people in that short time. So prayers to him, to his family, and it's definitely another tough loss for the wrestling business.
Yeah, it just shocked the hell out of me when I saw that, and now when he said that he passed away from cancer, and it was just like, man, nobody knew he had cancer, and then all of a sudden, it's just he passes away from cancer. It's like, really, you're taking another one from us? Like, this is bullshit, and just I'll always say that Sid is up there in that conversation of best big man. Like, he is fantastic. One of the best choke slams you'll ever see. A one-handed choke slam. Like, come on. I just think a Jelly Roll doing it on SummerSlam and be like, that's what Sid could do. Sid could do that in his freaking sleep with one hand. Like, my God, best power bomb. Like, he'll always be in that conversation. Like, again, you want a hilarious promo, just give Sid a microphone, let him start talking. He'll just make you want to die, keel over, just laughing so hard. Because, man, he was up there, and just conversation wise for a lot of people to be like, man, I remember seeing it, like, because he was before my time, but I went back and I've seen a lot of Sid, and I just go, man, this guy, something about Sid every single time. Like, to think about now that you like think of WrestleMania 8 and like Warriors return, and Sid was a part of that with Papa Shango and Hogan. Like, it's always one of those moments where it's just like, we're always going to love Sid no matter what. And man, it sucks to see that he's gone. Like, I'm just thinking about what a Hall of Fame Sid speech would have been like, and like how flubbed up it would have been. And we all probably would have got a good laugh out of it entirely, just to be like, Sid's the best, got the best speech of the entire thing, because look how many times he fucked up. We all just sat there laughing. Like, man, sucks to see him go.
Absolutely.
And he was also known as the masters and the rulers of the world.
Yes.
God, he also said something to Bret Hart. That's when Bret Hart had that fucking rant after he lost that cage match. I forgot what the fuck he said.
They called him a crybaby.
Something about crybaby shit or something like that.
Yeah, they called him a crybaby. That was funny as shit.
Something about, I ain't here for that crybaby shit or something. I don't know. One more time.
Richard Dealing, an unstoppable, stop, object.
Unstoppable. Remember that. Forever.
That guy's
Unstoppable.
He will cut you deep with a promo. Unbelievable.
If he was still here, I would have loved to see him and R-Truth in a promo.
Oh my God, that interaction.
Sure.
Or him and Joe Henry. Fuck.
He'd have been like, run the truth killings.
Well, okay. Also, this past weekend, I mean, just give me your 60 seconds. I'll give you guys 60 seconds. Give me your take about All In that happened this past Sunday. I'll go ahead and go first. They definitely didn't sell out 80, 90,000. I think it was around 50. I caught some clips of it. Gotta say it. Jericho, what the fuck was that? It performance last year with Judas was actually great. I don't know what the hell he's saying this year. Ospreay and MJF, hell of a fucking match. The main event was a hell of a fucking match. I skipped Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker. And what's up with these 16-man tags or 10-man tags? These weird tag matches you got to add on the 0 hour. But other than that, I gave the show about a C+.
Yeah.
Oh, and Christian winning the fucking gauntlet. So if we get him and Bryan Danielson at All Out, he's got to bring up Brian's father passing away. Sorry if you lost your dad, and it still hurts to this day. But God, Christian kills it with that shit. I apologize to Dylan in advance about that, but that's gonna be good shit. Since Swerve might go into a feud with Hangman one more time, what it looks like. But Dylan, you got any take you want to add about All In that happened this past Sunday in London?
Yeah, so it was my first show that I've ordered in a while. You know, I'm not the biggest viewer of AEW as of late. You know, I haven't been a big fan of the booking decisions or just presentation in general, I guess, for AEW. No, for me, I've been so big on AEW the past years, at All Out when they brought Danielson and Adam Cole in the same night after the main event. I thought it was fantastic when they did that. And I just thought from there on out, it was just going to be big and big and big for AEW. And something just happened. And I feel like after the whole thing with CM Punk at All In last year, I feel like that's when the company just went down a little bit. And I'm not the biggest Punk fan of all time, but I feel like when he left, I feel like something changed with that company. And I just don't know what it is. But it wasn't my favorite show of all time, but I feel like there was a lot of good and there was a lot of bad about it. The Mercedes match was god awful. And I posted on Twitter about the match being awful, and of course, some big Mercedes fan commented on it, and he said, "Well, it's not Mercedes' fault." Well, I never said it was Mercedes' fault, but I don't think she's worth what Tony Khan's paying her. I think she's extremely overrated. The character's horrible. She's god awful on the mic, and I just think when Camille finally turns on her, which I mean, we're all know that's what it's leading up to. No one has a little has a bodyguard or a protege and not expect them to turn. Look what happened with Mariah May. Look what happened to Wardlow when MJF had him around. The bodyguard is going to turn at some point, and Camille will do it at some point. But the match was awful. Chris Jericho's learning tree gimmick is possibly the worst thing of all time, and somehow he pulls it off. I don't understand it. It's so bad, but then it's good because it's him portraying it, and he's doing so well at it, but it's still a bad gimmick. But the ending was fantastic. Danielson winning the title, saving his career, celebrating with his family in the ring. I thought was really cool. The Ospreay MJF match was pure cinema. I think Will Ospreay is one of the best talents out there. Hell of an entrance. I loved the Assassin's Creed entrance he did. I thought it was fantastic, and doing it in front of Wembley, in front of that big crowd, which is a huge crowd for AEW because they can't sell the other side of the building wherever they go. So it was nice to see him do it over there. And I seen the big tarped off areas of Wembley. I mean, the pictures were shared everywhere. So it seemed like a big crowd because it was Wembley Stadium, but there was still a ton of tarped off stuff. And those AEW diehards were defending it so much. And I haven't seen if he put the newsletter out yet, but I'm sure Dave Meltzer was busting a nut for all of these matches that happened, and they weren't that good when I say that, because I'm pretty sure he's going to give the Mercedes match a good one. He's going to give Ospreay MJF probably 12 stars. He's going to give the last match, which is deserving of a good star rating, but the rest of it was not that great. The Gauntlet was cool, seeing Ricochet debut, seeing Nigel McGuinness come back into the ring. It was all cool. It was so cool seeing people come back and seeing just whoever they brought in there. It was nice. It was a nice surprise match. But Christian winning it was a horrible decision. I'm sure a majority of the picks were on Hangman, or I know that me, CJ, and I think Marcus picked Ricochet because because we knew he was going to come in this match, and they thought that possibly he was going to win it. But Christian winning it was a god-awful decision, and I really don't know why they keep recycling old stuff. Christian has got his shot, and he failed. So why do it again? It makes absolutely no sense. Honestly, they could have did Hangman versus Bryan or Hangman Swerve, whatever one they wanted to do. Regardless, I think we'll get Hangman Swerve again at some point, and should get it all out because we love to see them go at it. But it was an okay show. It wasn't worth the $50 that I paid for it. But I mean, what's done is done. It's already been paid for, and it's done, and that I can do about it now. So I would go with possibly a C plus on it as well. For a Wembley show, biggest show of the year, I just didn't get the hype.
Yeah, the Will Ospreay MJF match, that was a good one. Bryan Danielson winning it was awesome. But yeah, the rest, Ricochet coming was pretty cool. So I'll give it a C plus 2.
Now I exceeded my 60 seconds. Sorry.
I'm not the biggest AEW guy. I just started getting into it, honestly. I know a lot of people in the company who came over from WWE. I didn't watch the pay-per-view. Obviously, I was involved in the pick, so I was involved. I was glad to see Willow get the win. I think I was the only one out of all of us that made that pick. Overall, I'm probably going to give it like a D. I just for them to hype up Ricochet and bring him in like that and not let him get that win right there. And obviously Christian had already lost earlier. So, I mean, I get it, like with everything that he has going on, but like, did they really like have to give him that match? I guess basically that's a guaranteed title match, if the gauntlet, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So the MJF Ospreay match, I knew those two were absolutely going to cook. Though to me, that's probably the second best match on the card. I thought Swerve was winning, honestly, but I love to see the way it ended with I still call him Daniel Bryan and Bree and his kids out there. So there were some great moments. The Mercedes match was garbage. She's terrible in the ring. I don't care. All she is this right here, and just she's money. I guess she's somebody that just makes a lot of money for the company. But I don't think she's that great of a wrestler. My other favorite part was I love seeing Mariah May finally get the win over Tony Storm. So I'm still going to give it a D. Nothing. I mean, it's not even close to probably the worst WWE pay-per-view over the last year, I would say.
Yeah, I am. I like the show. I did like it for the most part because the goods were like the high points were really high. The low points, of course, were pretty damn low. Like honestly, like the 0 hour, it was what it was. Like the only thing that I didn't really understand, like why did Willow's team have to win? Wouldn't it make more sense for not only the heel to win this, especially with a stipulation being picked? You want to give them, even if they're going to end up losing the title match, you kind of want to give them some kind of momentum going into the match, which would have made a little bit more sense, but to each his own. Starting the show with the trios titles, I was all right with it. It was fine. Like I didn't expect the randomly thrown together team last minutely thrown into the match to win the titles, but to each his own again. Mariah May and Tony Storm again. Best story that was going on in the company at the time. It's now basically, I don't know if it's going to continue, if it's over, but either way, Mariah winning the title to me felt right. Tony was a fantastic champion. If you're going to tell more, you got more to tell out of that. Hook and Jericho, I could give a rat's ass. I could give a fuck. Like there was nothing to it. I didn't care. I'm just tired of seeing Hook basically stuck in this FTW title freaking situation where it's just, it's because of my dad's title, I have to be stuck here. Like, no, Hook needs to be moved on and get the hell on to something different. Like, put him in the TNT title, the international title, something that's not the constant title that's supposed to mean nothing in this company. It has no recognition in this company, but yet they treat it like it has something to it. Waste. Bucks retaining, I kind of figured. Didn't really make any sense to, again, have FTR in the match in the first place because they have basically been gone, and then all of a sudden they come back and they get interjected because Tony Khan loves his FTR Young Bucks match. We understand that completely. Having GYV show up was freaking cool. Maybe, again, they can start to get this tag division back revitalized again like it used to be. The gauntlet was awesome all the way up to the finish because the finish was ass. I'm sorry. Christian winning was a fucking stupid idea. Like, I don't know what Tony's freaking whole thing is with Christian all of a sudden as well. Like, it just seems like, Christian wins a title and then we're going to have him drop that one just so we could put him back in a world title. Like, everyone's like, clearly he sat there and backstage and told us all that he's going to try to win every title in the company. Okay. I don't really fucking care though. Nobody really cares to see Christian go out there and freaking hold the world title. Like, we get it. He's going to go out there and talk about dead dads and parents and Mama Wayne and everything else. But honestly, who really gives a shit? Ospreay and MJF was fantastic, as expected. Mercedes and Britt, I have said enough about how I feel about Britt Baker. I don't fucking give a shit about the woman, really. She does not freaking make me give a damn. And honestly, like, I've lost so much intrigue on Mercedes Moné. I liked her for the longest time, but she's been exposed in this fucking company. She is ass. Like, she is dog shit right now. I'm so getting off that boat. I don't even want to feel like I want to go back on the boat anymore because she's looking terrible. She's been fully exposed here in this company, and it's crazy to say. Perry and Darby was fine. Did what it needed to do. We got a Sting appearance. Fucking awesome. And then the main event was incredible. It was the right way to go. Like, it just felt like, again, I felt like it felt obvious that Bryan was going to win, but in the end, it got you hooked. It made you feel something after watching Bryan win the title. Can't wait to see what he's going to do with it. So yeah, I overall, like, I feel like I'm in that C range as well, because it just felt like it had its highs, but it had a lot of lows too. So kind of like a middle of the road. Again, wasn't their best show, but it did what it needed to do, really.
Bro, what a throw by Daniel Garcia. Holy shit. Just don't throw that fucking mic at MJF, hit him right in the fucking shoulder.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Garcia's nuts.
Okay, one more thing before we get to predictions. This shouldn't take long for y'all's comments, but it was breaking news they announced yesterday. In the near future, the WWE Performance Center will be moving out of Orlando to Vegas. In the
They already denied it.
That's not true.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's not
Okay.
happening.
Yeah,
All right,
the
let's skip
fucking
it.
report came
Yeah.
out, and then SAP, of course, right underneath it was like, it's not happening. It's not happening.
First thing
Fake news.
First thing I want to tell you guys, I'm really good friends with Zero News. I do a space with them all the time. If it comes from SAP, then you might as well just flush it down the commode because it's terrible.
I don't believe any of the news sites. I don't believe them until I see them.
Okay, SAP.
Shut up, you big fucking asshole.
Oh, whoa. That's the best clip right there.
And the rest of those fucking clowns.
Suck my fucking dick!
Like, I was excited. Like, oh my god, they're gonna move it to Vegas.
Bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
I mean, I will say this in Zero's defense. He has been wrong before, but ever since I've gotten into this in 3 months, I was obviously skeptical too, but 95% of the time, he predicts it way like Mania 41. He's already told me about, like, it's usually spot on, man. Honestly, I wouldn't come on here and say it if it was, just a bunch of crap. So
Understandable.
All right, well, we can skip that. Thank God I didn't do a YouTube short on that. But let's go ahead. Let's start with our first one. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Unfortunately, I'll be working Saturday, so I won't be able to watch it live. I'm going to have to wait till I get home at 3 o'clock. But Bash in Berlin is this Saturday. First time ever they're doing a PLE in Berlin, in Germany, the country of Germany. They're going to Berlin at the Uber Arena. It's not a stadium. It's like a little basketball arena. Here's a bonus prediction. Will the Germans be the fans of the year with this PLE? I know the Scottish fans were awesome. The French fans were awesome. Canadian fans are kick-ass. The Australian fans were better than the Saudi Arabian crowd, and the American fans are shit. But will the Germans be the best fans of the year? Will they pass the French and the Scottish, or not even close?
I mean, it's gonna be tough to pass up France, but I'll watch enough German football to know that their fans are really good. So if they can bring that type of energy to a wrestling show, then honestly, sign me up, because if I love watching good wrestling and good storytelling, I love a good crowd behind it. So they better bring it, because I'm really ready for it.
If you've never seen it before, if you watch Bundesliga, there's matchups where if their team loses, they'll throw fucking beer bottles on the field. Can you imagine if they throw beer bottles in the ring? like if Cody would lose or Gunther would lost or something like that, like that'd be fucking crazy. But Jordan, CJP, Justin, you think the German fans are going to be the fans of the year? That's going to be one of our new year-end awards we're going to add, or will they not top the French or the Scottish or Australians, Canadians, Saudi Arabians?
Man, I tell you what, these small PLEs that they've been doing out of the United States, the fans have just absolutely been crazy. Like when Cody like leaped off and like they held him up. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like that's dangerous for like I don't even know if that's even real. Like he could have hurt himself. But the fans, man, like they have been absolutely unreal. Like from bell to bell. Like there has not been even like the bathroom matches. So I don't know. I feel like Germany's absolutely going to deliver. I can't say it's going to be one step ahead of any of the other ones, but yeah, it's going to be very, very lit in Berlin, Germany for 100%.
I think they'll give them a run for their money, honestly. I think they'll give them a run for their money, but I don't think they're going to be better than France, really. Like, I believe Dylan when he says that a German crowd is freaking wild as well. But, like, right now, we're setting the bar really high for crowds after seeing France, what they did. Like, they got to bring it, like, really bring it if they're going to top that.
Like, they'll be so hammered. They're like, when they want to talk to each other about how great the show was, they're going to end up talking like Sid Vicious.
That's a good one.
All right, let's get to some predictions. There'll be 5 matches on the card if they don't add one more on SmackDown this coming Friday, which I doubt they will. So we got the Women's Tag Team Championships. We got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defending against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. We'll start with Dylan, then Jordan, CJP, Justin, and I go last. All right, go ahead, Dylan.
All right, so I feel like this is going to be an unpopular pick, and I know the majority audience is going to pick Bianca and Jade because they're obviously the stronger team. But I'm going with the unholy union of Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, and I'm saying this because I feel like at some point the seeds need to be planted for Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair, and I would like to see it at Bad Blood. They are obviously they're heavily advertising this show. And you have to have, if you're going to have a show called Bad Blood, you have to have a meaning behind it. And I think that one of these women are going to turn on each other. And I would like to see it be Jade and turning on Bianca. She was a great heel in AEW. And I think that in WWE, which, I mean, to me, a bigger company, I feel like they can bring her to new levels with a heel character. Just a presentation alone by her is fantastic. The theme song, just everything behind her is just great. But if they're going to take the titles off of the unholy union, what was the purpose of giving them the titles in the first place, and why not let Jade and Bianca have a better run or a longer run with it? If it was just to get a cheap pop from the Scotland crowd from them winning in their home country, then I think that's kind of a soft reason to do it. So I think Alba and Isla are going to retain the titles, and I think it's just going to be because one of them is going to turn on the other. I think it could be their simple booking of getting ready for a hot tag, and one of them jumps off the ring apron and leaves one another. Or I think Bianca maybe takes the pin because I think she can afford to take a pin more than Jade can at this point. And after the match, I think Jade is just so frustrated with her, she unleashes. But I think obviously the unpopular pick is the unholy union. You know, I know that nobody wants them to win, but I think it'll be better for Jade and Bianca to lose just to get that one-on-one matchup that we've been waiting to see. Because for one, it's nice to see him in a tag team, but it'd be even better to see him go one-on-one. And I think that could happen at Bad Blood if they go through with this heel turn.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dylan. I'm going with them too.
There we go.
All right. Well, I know you guys probably get sick of me being long-winded, but I really have to just really spill this out here for you guys and just spit some gospel for you on this, like the Rock would. So here's the thing: 3 months ago, they started a mini tease for Bianca Belair to turn heel. Let's face it, we all love Bianca, but she needs a change, man. We want to see it. She's got it in her. 100%, I feel like she needs to go heel. So they took the belts like I had predicted before I'd ever came on with you guys. I said on my podcast that the Unholy Union was gonna win the six man the six woman tag match. But Bianca and Jay were not gonna eat the pin. So here's what I'm thinking, Dylan. I guess maybe like you're reading my mind or something. But Bianca, I don't think Bianca and Jade happen at Bad Blood. I think they want this to really build. These are two mega stars in this company. And yeah, they're two big stars on SmackDown. And let's also take this into consideration. Naomi is also with them. There's a chance Naomi could play a part in this, and she could be the one to turn heel. So I'm going to go out on a limb. I didn't think anybody else was going to pick them, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Unholy Union is going to retain because, to be honest, like, why does Bianca and Jade need the belts? They're singles wrestlers. Like, what are they going to do with them? Like I said last time, I think it's a waste of time for them to have the belts. The belts are already meaningless. So yeah, I think Unholy Union retains. Bianca turning on 100% turning on Jade to start the feud, and I think it happens Royal Rumble, WrestleMania.
Okay.
So I'll start by saying this. I honestly think that Bianca and Jade are going to win this. And I really actually like what Dylan said before. I do feel like they did just put the tag titles on the Unholy Union because they were in Scotland. So they had to just be like, let's give them, we have basically all these other people from Scotland in here and they're not going to win. We have to at least give them one person. One person has to win or else they'll be like, God damn, they brought them home just so they can all lose. Like, what the hell's that shit? Honestly, I think Bianca and Jay do win this back. And I think it's during the reign we start doing more teasing of the split. And I think the split should be Bianca turning heel because as far as I'm concerned, Bianca's character is heel. When you're walking around going, I'm the greatest, I'm the bestest, I'm the this, and that, and the other thing, you're a fucking heel. Straight up. Like, that screams heel. I would rather Bianca turn because, honestly, Bianca's character as a babyface has really kind of run dry a little bit. And I know WWE probably won't go through with it because they're the ones that are like, oh, well, Bianca sells a lot of merch. She's like the motivational person to all these other women and everything else like that. So they won't turn her because of that reason. But honestly, I say do it. I say go with the Bianca turn over Jade because it just makes more sense with her character. I mean, Jade kind of a little bit has the same character in her own right. So it's kind of hard to really say one should be the heel over the other. But honestly, like with Bianca, she more like accentuates it all the time. So honestly, she should be the one to turn heel in that situation, I think. But I feel like they're going to end up getting the titles back. And that's when you start doing the tease a little bit more, like the dissension where like Bianca starts looking at Jade going, you can't get this done. Like, you just can't do it. Like, I feel like WWE just feels like they're not ready to pull the trigger on having the two of them face each other just yet. So that's why I feel like you put them back as tag team champions for a little bit, start doing the little bit of the dissension during the reign. So that way, when they lose the tag team titles, that's when I'm saying Bianca is the one to turn. That's when Bianca just says, I'm tired of this. I can't even hold the tag team titles again because you fucked up. Like, this is it. Like, that's where you do the turn. Like, you make it happen during the reign, like after the reign ends. But you start teasing it during it. So I think that honestly, it's, feels like the obvious pick, but I feel like the obvious pick is where we're going here.
Yeah, I got Alba Fire and I was on retaining. Bianca's going to turn heel somewhere down the road, and it's going to build up all the way to WrestleMania. Then we got, let's do the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. And who wins, and do we get a heel turn by Kevin Owens again?
So So I'll get my clear pick out the way first. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. You know, I don't think that he drops a title at any point leading up to Mania. You know, I think he walks into Mania as champion. But I dropped a video today on our YouTube channel. I've actually been working on with some AI stuff lately. I know Marcus and CJ have been pretty vocal about the stuff I've been doing, and I did one about Kevin Owens potentially turning heel, and I really think it could happen at some point. But they've been teasing it so much, and I think he can possibly turn at Bash in Berlin. But something I forgot who was talking about it on their show. It was a former wrestler, I think, was talking about it, and they were saying whenever Cody eventually turns heel, it's going to be one of the craziest days in wrestling because no one expects for him to turn heel. But him with a heel character would be great. And someone commented on our YouTube video, the one I posted today, saying that it would be cool if they went the other way around and Cody would turn on Kevin and Cody would go heel. But I don't see it happening. I really don't see Cody going heel just yet. I think you give it a little bit of time. And but yeah, Kevin is going to turn, I think. You know, he's known for turning on his friends, turning on people he's aligned with. He did it to Sammy on Kevin's debut in NXT when Sammy won the NXT title. He did it to Chris Jericho, Festival of Friendship. He did it to the New Day when he was partnering up with them for a while. And Cody Rhodes is no different to me. He's just as much in jeopardy of a heel turn than anybody else is. They teased it heavily on SmackDown last week. I'm sure they'll tease it again on Friday. And I think it eventually comes to light at Bash in Berlin. I think Cody wins. They go for that friendly celebration, and that's when Kevin hits him. And I think we potentially get them again at Bad Blood for a heel Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. But yeah, but Cody wins, and Kevin, yes, he does turn heel, I think.
Yeah, I'm going Cody to win and Kevin Owens done a turn.
Okay. Well, time for the long-winded guy again. All right. First off, Marcus, or I don't know if it was Marcus or Dylan, 100% Cody's holding the championship to Mania. He's losing to The Rock at Mania. Mark it down, bookmark it, put it in your calendar tonight. It's happening. Rock will be the one to take the belt off Cody. Secondly, there's no chance he loses to Kevin Owens. It's not possible. I mean, he begged him for the match. KO, I love the guy, honestly. He's so great, like as a heel, as a face. He's great in the ring. I think they'll put on a really good match. My thoughts is Triple H is he has a burner account on X, and he sees all this stuff. So at the end of the day, what you really want, you're not going to get it. He's paying attention to that. And, I mean, I'm telling you, he really is. So I think they are teasing it a whole lot. They teased it really heavy Friday, like I thought he was going to clock him with the belt. But I don't think we see Kevin turn heel. I think at the end of the match, maybe they shake hands. And I think on the next SmackDown, Randy, we'll get to Randy later, but I think he comes out, and he, that's where we begin the Randy Cody feud. Because Randy's going to want to know, well, why didn't I get a title? When am I going to get my title shot? You gave Kevin one. I think Kevin remains a face for now. Randy Orton is going to be the one that does a heel turn on Cody. As far as Cody turning heel, Cody's not turning heel until he loses the belt. So that's that. That's just the way I think. But he's definitely holding the belt to Mania.
Yeah, I'll go with, again, obvious pick here. I think and it's just straight up obvious. Cody retains here. I do think the Owens turn is coming, and honestly, I think it's coming Friday. I do. I think it comes Friday because I feel like you go into the match with Owens basically decimating Cody on Friday, and then he comes into this match just not only full focus, like Kevin tried to take me the hell out. Like, I'm going to try to beat the dog shit out of him. Like, I could see that being more the way to go with it. because then even then when Kevin loses at like literally on Saturday, you can build more to that where Kevin's like, listen, I ain't done with you yet. Just because you beat me there don't mean I'm done with you. Like I tried to end you. I'm going to make sure that I try to end you right now. Like that's perfect. I think it's right there. Because even then, I still think I agree with CJP. Like I honestly think that Randy is going to end up coming back over there and just looking at Cody and going, well, how come Kevin got a title shot, but you didn't freaking offer me one? I had to literally go over to Monday Night Raw to fix all the situations that I had, but you never said, hey, listen, I owe you a championship match because you assisted me as well. Like I helped you the whole entire time as well. So honestly, it's going to come down to Randy basically also, but I do see the Kevin turn coming, and I think it's more than likely going to happen on Friday because it just leads into their Bash in Berlin match with Cody basically having to fight from behind because Kevin beat the hell out of him on Friday. And then you can continue more of it when Cody ends up winning, because then Owens can use the excuse of, hey, you just had to, I'm not done with you. I'm not finished with you. And then you could squeeze one more match in, because honestly, I don't think you have it just be a one and done with those two.
Yes, SmackDown would be pre-recorded because Germany's 6 hours ahead of us. Like every time they go to Europe, no matter where in Europe, they go to the UK, they go to Scotland, Germany, Ireland, Wales, all them Spain, like they're all 6 hours ahead of us. So yeah, they've been doing that for 20 plus 30 plus years. They would pre-tape it and show it, except the PLEs. Like I remember when Money in the Bank was in London, it started at, well, it didn't start at noon, it started at like 2 o'clock. I remember it started like 1 or 2 o'clock. It didn't start at noon. I wonder what made them want to start at noon. But anyhow, Cody retains. Kevin Owens turning heel. I think he turns heel after he loses. Maybe a kick to the balls and then a stunner, or just a kick to the balls and he walks out. But the only way if Cody would ever turn heel, I think he would either turn heel right at the end of his title run or as soon as he loses it.
I think it'll be sometime after. I forgot about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's after. I think after. Just one more quick thing. The only reason why I don't think the KO happens like this fast is because, like, I get like it can lead to another match, but like, who is Cody's friends? Like, who's left? If KO turns on him, then Randy asks for a title match. He's gonna RKO him eventually. Like, where's Cody's friends? Like,
then it's nobody. And it's nobody. Cody's going to have to literally realize that, hey, I am the champion. I have a big target on my back. I can't trust anybody. It has to be that situation more than just, well, I got you, I got you, I got you. No, this is, yeah, but you can say you have them, but how long before even they start going, hey, you're the champion. I want that as well. So.
Makes sense.
He don't need a partner.
Right?
He don't need a friend.
No.
He needs his older brother.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's such a crybaby.
Well, hashtag Cody Crybabies. There you go.
I mean, I'll put it out there and say it right now. Honestly, when Randy ends up facing Cody, I think Randy's beating Cody at some point. Honestly, I think Randy beats Cody, but then Cody gets it back. Honestly.
All right.
It's something like that.
Then we got CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match. This can go either way, but like CJP says, Paul Levesque loves his trilogies, and we know we're getting a trilogy with this one, but who's going to take the second victory?
I'm going with CM Punk. And
and does he get the bracelet back?
Sure. I don't care. It's for one, it's going to be a good match. You know, the strap matches are always good, always brutal, and these are two guys that on screen hate each other. But it's going to be good. We're going to get the trilogy. You know, the good old Paul Levesque loves his trilogies, like CJP said, and we're going to get it again, and we're getting it, and we're going to get it at what they literally have between them, and that's Bad Blood. So why not cap it off a trilogy with a Bad Blood show and have them two go at it again? So yeah, I think CM Punk wins it, and we're going to make it 1-1, and we're going to get the tiebreaker at Bad Blood. there's no better way of doing it.
Look, I'm frustrated right now, not because of what you just said, because
I'm with you. I see what you're talking
Mercedes is on TV in Private Party, and who's that behind Mercedes? I ain't been keeping up with AEW lately. Like, this
That's
is
Camille.
Oh, that's Camille.
It's Camille.
I don't know if this is worse than Pretty Deadly with Tiffany and Naya.
Oh, no.
With Mercedes, jeez Louise. But okay, Jordan, Punk or McIntyre, and does Punk get the bracelet back?
I'm going with Punk, and he gets the bracelet back, and we're gonna see another match. We're gonna see another one.
Oh, now Okada's in here. God, I wish I had that clip. I'm so sorry, bitch. God, okay. CJ, what you got?
All right. In case you guys haven't heard me say this before, but Triple H he loves trilogies.
You need that on a T-shirt. You say that a lot.
Well, I mean, it's true. It really is. So here's my thoughts. Drew McIntyre had to win the last match. He had suffered the loss in his hometown. Obviously, the screw job with Roman. He's had a lot of terrible luck. He won the belt at Mania. Priest cashed in on him. This feud is far from over. Drew won the last time. I think AJ Lee needs to get involved in this to really spice it up. I would love to see maybe her get Claymore in the face or something. I don't know if that's going to happen. But no, I'm just kidding. But it would be kind of, I mean, who knows? But I really think what's going to end up happening, CM Punk is a very original type person. I feel like he's going to be like, drag him all the way around and just like barely touch the last turnbuckle before McIntyre. It's going to send McIntyre into a rage. Therefore, setting up that trilogy match at Bad Blood. And just a tidbit. Not going to say too much until after tomorrow. But I'll say it when we get to Gunther. But one of these people two of these people in this match, or like Seth is hurt still. So that's why they wrote him off TV. That's why he got demolished by Bronson Reed. But I'm telling you, after Bad Blood, Seth is reinserting himself back with these two guys. And one of those three guys, if not the surprise gift that I posted in the Facebook chat, will be defeating Gunther. Gunther will not be champion at Mania. He's losing it before Mania. But I'm going to go with CM Punk. I don't think he gets the bracelet back. I think McIntyre rips it up. Or I think maybe they get Larry. Is it Larry that's on the bracelet? I think maybe they get Larry involved in this story. But I don't think he gets the bracelet back. CM Punk has to win to even the matchup for the trilogy at Bad Blood in a Hell in a Cell, for sure, in a cage.
Okay, I'm going to start by saying this. We've been trying to manifest this for the longest time. Can we just get Drew McIntyre to break into Punk's house, tie up AJ Lee, and just sit there on the couch petting the dog, please?
Yes,
like, that would just be fucking wonderful at this point.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm going to say this. I think Drew McIntyre wins this match as well. I think Drew is going too straight, to be honest with you, because I just think it feels like you want Punk to basically be fighting from behind, which again, I'm still not a big on this whole thing just being the primary focus is a fucking bracelet. We basically have moved on from it being, oh, this man fucked me out of the world title multiple times, and this man prayed that I fucking got hurt, and it happened. We've moved on from that to a 50-cent freaking fan-made bracelet just because it has his wife and his dog on it. Okay. What the hell? I hate that that's the primary focus on here, but if that's what we're going to make this entire feud about at this point, honestly, Punk has to keep fighting from behind. You're not just going to give him the bracelet right now. He's not going to get the bracelet now just so Drew can beat him up and take it away from him. Honestly, I think Drew beats him. I think Punk, once again, you involve the bracelet in this entire match here, where I say right as Punk is about to win the match, you have it where the bracelet is on the post, and he has this opportunity literally to grab it before he touches the entire turnbuckle. And that's when Drew just swoops in, knocks him out, takes the bracelet again, and then walks out again with it. Wins the match as well. Because honestly, I see Drew. I see it. I still think we are going to get a trilogy. I think we're going to get that Hell in a Cell match because it makes the most sense. Like, this feud has been one of the biggest things on the entire show right now. And again, you want that one big match where, fuck it, these two have made it so personal. It's going to have to be in Hell in a Cell to solve it. Makes all the sense in the world. But honestly, like I said, I think you put Punk in the position where he's still got to keep fighting for it. You don't just have him win it and then get it back and then be like, okay, trilogy. No, I think, no, we get one more. We are going to get one more, but it is going to be with Punk fighting from behind down 2-0. Because honestly, the only thing that's really going to matter is Punk winning the match and getting the bracelet back. Not Drew being ahead by 2 wins. It's not really going to matter at that freaking point. It's basically because, again, the main focus has basically just been this bracelet. So honestly, I'm going Drew McIntyre winning this one here.
Hashtag Triple H loves his trilogies. It's already trending.
Yes.
I hope I spelled trilogies right, by the way.
Yeah, I should tweet that tonight.
Yeah, Punk wins. He finally gets his first win coming back. I think Drew breaks the bracelet. And it's going to fury Punk to want to make a Hell in a Cell match. Yep. Now, if, let's say, Drew pulls an upset and beats him again, then I think Punk would get it back. But no, Punk wins, and it's going to get broken. He's going to rip it where it's going to make Punk want one more, and it's in Hell in a Cell. Yeah. But yes, maybe not tie up AJ Lee. Maybe, yes, sit on his couch, petting Larry, and then AJ Lee just come home from, like, working out or something. Like, what the hell are you doing here? And then maybe try to kiss her or something. I don't know.
Hell, it's even if it's a situation where Drew's like Punk's just off TV for a while, and they're like, we're going to interview CM Punk at his house, and they get the cameras at the house, and then all of a sudden it's just AJ's tied up, Punk's laid out bleeding again, and Drew's sitting there petting the dog going like, look it, now they're actually in my corner physically. And I'd be like, well, that's all I needed.
God, I need that Friday pose right now. Damn, when Brian May took off that robe.
Right.
All right. Then we're gonna get probably the most overhyped mixed tag match ever. We're getting the Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, taking on dipshit Dirty Dominic Mysterio and the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan.
So I'm going with the Terror Twins. I think Rhea and Damian get their revenge for the Judgment Day turning their back on them. I know don't have the odds stacked against them. I know the Judgment Day is going to play a huge part in this match. JD McDonough is going to come out at one point. Finn Balor is going to come out. Carlito is going to come out, even though I'm still not sure how he made his way into the Judgment Day. It's like he showed up one day and they just never made him leave. He's just there. Like, for some reason, he's there, but he fits for some reason. I don't know. He just fits there for some reason. The Judgment Day is kind of like a comedy act, and he does well with it. You know, he's been doing well with it. So credit to them for making Carlito get into the Judgment Day, even though I still don't know how it happened. But I think the Terror Twins win despite the odds that's going to be stacked against them. And obviously, this is not going to be the first time we see, or the last time we see these four go at it. This is going to be up. I knew that was coming. We're going to get, I mean, if we don't get it twice, it's going to be a trilogy. And the Judgment Day and the Terror Twins are going to be a rivalry that's going to go on for quite a while. Because after it's over, then where do you go from here? Because it's a heel turn from the Judgment Day to the Terror Twins that really has a lot of meaning behind it. So after it's over, it's like you don't know where any of them's going to go after.
Yeah, I'm going with them too.
All right. Well, here's what I think. Yeah, they're definitely going to be a trilogy, obviously. But I don't think it's going to be like a mixed tag type thing. First off, I want to say I agree with you, Dylan. JD McCrispy, JD McFlurry, JD McDouble, whatever you want to call him. Also Carlito Uncool. I don't know, like, what are they calling themselves street trash now? But they make it work, man. They deserve like an ice pack because they have really been toting Monday Night Raw for a while. Judgment Day has. But here's how I see this playing out. Liv has taken Dom from Rhea. She's taken the belt. They've beaten the crap out of them the last 2 weeks. Normally, the team that gets their ass whooped 2 weeks in a row going into a PLE, normally they avenge that at the PLE. Now, you do have a great point, Dylan. We are going to see JD McFlurry. We are going to see Carlito. And we're also going to see Finn Balor. But here's the kicker. I pay a lot of attention to Rhea Ripley's Twitter and Instagram, and she has been throwing out a lot of Easter eggs about Mr. Yeet. I think she might want the Yeet from Jey Uso. She retweeted his Intercontinental Championship win. She was asked questions about him at New York and the New York Fanatics. I would not be surprised, guys, if Jey Uso is not the one to come out during this match and aid the Terror Twins because they're going to need a little bit of help. So, yeah, I think that for sure the Terror Twins get even the score right here, and it's going to lead to Rhea and Jay are going to have something go on at some point. But I think Bad Blood is going to be Rhea and Liv again. And I think that's where Rhea takes the belt back. And then they absolutely have to do Priest and Finn. That's where it's going. I'm going to go with the Terror Twins, and Rhea's winning the belt. Bad Blood, Priest, Finn, Bad Blood.
Well, it looks like I'm on the opposite side of the fence here. I'm going Dom and Liv, honestly. I am going Dom and Liv winning this. I honestly think it's another one of those situations of you put Priest and Rhea in that situation to fight from behind. I think it's another one of them situations where, again, right now, a lot of people are dumping all over this brand new Judgment Day. Like, ain't nothing compared to the original. Like, we understand that. You want them to look like an absolute threat. So honestly, you can keep doing it on the main shows, but honestly, like, look at when original Judgment Day was around. Look how many freaking matches they won, even if they got the upper hand. They were still winning like freaking crazy. Because again, they were putting the situation on there where the other team or the other person that was involved in a feud with any member of them had to fight back from behind. They were losing a lot. They were winning a lot. Like, Judgment Day was always winning, it felt like. I feel like this is another one of those situations where, again, you want to keep that, you want to make that faction look strong and not just be like, it's just a bunch of guys from catering and they threw them together and called them the Judgment Day again. Like, honestly, I could see it happening where it ends up being Liv and Rhea at Bad Blood because it makes all the sense in the world. It's Bad Blood. The two of them don't like each other. They have a lot of blood hatred for each other. Same thing goes for Priest and Finn. I can understand if that happens at Bad Blood, but honestly, like, again, you have to keep putting Judgment Day in a situation where people can actually start saying, man, even if they switched up members, still a dominant faction in its own right. So, and again, it makes Rhea and Priest look freaking dominant when they're fighting from behind and looking good at the same time. So I'm sticking with Dom and Liv winning this, honestly.
No lie. This was actually the hardest pick for me for this event because literally this can go either way. Like, Dom and Liv could win because of the Judgment Day. Like, they could cost them, and that could build to Finn versus Damian down the road, possibly a Bad Blood. But I sense a brutal beatdown. They're so over right now. Like when I'm telling you, like, LA Knight's the most over guy on SmackDown. Joe Henry's the most over guy in NXT. As of right now, if it's not Jey Uso, who's the most over guy on Raw? Damian Priest?
No.
Or probably Jey Uso.
Uso.
I say Priest is right now though too. Listen to them reactions. As soon as him and Rhea show up, that crowd goes ballistic.
Yeah, when you hear "All Rise," they scream about as loud as they would scream when you hear "This is my brutality." So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go with they're both coming off of SummerSlam losses, courtesy of the Judgment Day. So they can't afford this loss. But I would not be surprised if they lose because of the Judgment Day. But I'm taking the Terror Twins to win this tag match, and then the main event. It's going to main event because he lives a country over. World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Randy Orton, a rematch from King and Queen of the Ring. I think we all know where this is going, but give me y'all's take.
All right. So with Gunther, I think it was CJ that said it earlier that he's not going to walk into WrestleMania as world champion. I have a different opinion on him. He brought the Intercontinental Champion to new heights. Like he made it relevant again, and they're going to do the same thing with Braun Breaker, which is why I'm so happy they put it on him. This guy is completely dominant, so I'm happy they had the IC title on him. I legit want Gunther either comes close to it or breaks Bruno's record. This guy is that good. I would love to see him break Bruno's record, and honestly, I know that's saying a lot right there. Because if Roman's not going to break it, why would they do it to Gunther? But Gunther, this guy is unbelievable, and obviously I have him retaining. I mean, if I'm going to say it, I want him to break his record, then he's going to retain. But I mean, it's going to be a good match. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be a great match. Him and Orton. For his age, Orton can go. I mean, this guy is still in fantastic shape, and he has so many years ahead of him in the WWE. But Gunther is just a whole new animal. He is fantastic. From him debuting as Walter to losing the amount of weight that he did, getting as ripped as he got, he's still great. And honestly, when they changed the name, I thought they were going to do something horrible with him. And I was proven wrong. The Gunther name was possibly the best thing that ever happened to him. So he's going to retain. And like I said, if he doesn't come close, I would love to see him just maybe to threaten Bruno's record just a little bit. But yeah, he's going to retain for sure.
Yeah, I got Gunther retaining. That's going to be a really good match.
All right. Well, Dylan. Dylan.
Oh, trust me, I know you were coming after me. I knew it.
Let me drop some gospel on you right now, Dylan.
That's another T-shirt coming soon. Let me drop some gospel on you.
Yeah, y'all gotta hear my promo. I'm the promo champion on Two Heads, so you guys gotta tune in Friday. I'm defending my title. It's quite hilarious. But anyway, not taking anything away from Gunther, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like when he doesn't hold it till Mania, I'll be hitting you up on Facebook for maybe a JD McDouble from McDonald's. No, Gunther's great. But here's the thing. When Gunther beat Priest, which I wasn't really happy about, I was really getting into Priest's reign. I felt like where were they going to go? They had Punk and McIntyre tied up. They had Seth, dressing like his wife out there as a referee, and now he's hurt at home. I don't know what he's doing with Becky, but anyway, like they had no viable opponents for Gunther on Monday Night Raw. So they did the right thing by going to SmackDown. Orton, they had the little King of the Ring miss out. There's a story there that makes perfect sense. Bring Orton over to Raw, have him face Gunther. It's going to be a classic. But like I said, Gunther will win. It's close to his hometown. But I'm just going to tell you this, Dylan, because I know you're over here with this Bruno Sammartino talk. The tribal chief, the OTC, didn't break that record. Ain't no Gunther. You're going to even sniff that. Brian Breaker, he's going to hold it a long time. But here's the thing. Randy Orton's going to take the loss. He's lost a lot. He won one match, I think, not recently, but he's lost a lot of matches recently. That's what's going to eventually cause him to just snap, because he can snap and he's the best at it. As far as that Raw title, I know you guys are probably just going to think I'm blowing smoke up your ass and y'all just got to see it to believe it. But come January, when Netflix comes and Roman Reigns is on Netflix, because he will be on Netflix. You can mark that down too. Roman Reigns will be the one eventually, I don't know when, but he will be the one to win that World Heavyweight Championship over there. And because they want that title elevated to the same stature as what Roman did to the Universal Championship. Gunther is a temporary champion. There is somebody coming back on my birthday, probably September 13th. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed, but I've heard it's a possibility. And he could possibly beat Gunther. Posted a GIF of him already in the Facebook chat. So be prepared on my birthday for September 13th. You never know who might show up. But if it's not him, it's going to be Punk or Rollins. They didn't get to do it last year because of the injury. So I just don't see it. Gunther holding the belt until Mania, but 1,000,000% he wins here.
See, this one again, obvious. It's obvious here. Gunther's retaining. You are not having him lose in Berlin. Ain't no way possible. I'm happy that they didn't take long to go back to this. I like that when Triple H said we're going to get a rematch, well, all he had to do was wait for Randy to come back. Didn't take that long. Randy came back. The story so far has been very good because Randy has literally gone out there. Gunther's been trying to make it personal. Randy's not only now taking everything that he said personal, he is now chasing second place for 15 world titles. It's been a very, very good story-wise, and I'm looking forward to see the two of them have this match again. Honestly, I would fucking love it if Gunther took a shot at going all the way like that. I'm with you, Dylan. I would love to see it, because honestly, what Gunther did with the Intercontinental title was unreal. And if he could do that with the main championship, I think it could happen, because honestly, I look at it and I go, I don't know who else could really on that show beat Gunther at this point. You would have to really build somebody up big time to be this threat, to be like, Gunther might be in trouble here. It's tough. It's going to take a little bit, because right now, eventually when Rollins comes back, he's going to have his hands tied with Bronson Reed, which I'm going to keep hoping to God that Bronson Reed fucking beats him when he comes back, because, man, you want to keep that man looking like a monster. Seth isn't really going to be that damaged if he friggin' takes a loss to Bronson Reed. We're trying to put over somebody new, which is awesome. Honestly, CJ just put out the whole thing about Roman being there. I don't think Roman ever needs to win a championship again. I don't think he needs to. After that long freaking reign, do you need to put a title on him again? Honestly, no. That man could literally walk around and just be like, I don't even need a title. I'm on this level. Everybody else can't touch me. He doesn't need a title to be on that level. He's already there. Nobody's toppling that freaking no one's going to step on that level. Basically, he's just here. Everybody else is underneath that. So really, he never has to hold a championship again until he could basically just go all the way until he says, fuck it, I'm done at this point. I saw you put the GIF in there, and Another one. I don't know how you go through that. I don't know if he's ever coming back either, because it's another situation of, will he come back? I don't know. I don't know if we ever get that to happen after what we've seen and heard about with him being involved in it. Honestly, like, it's difficult. But like I said, Raw needs to, again, start picking it up and getting more people built up, because when Gunther starts going on a tear, you're going to need somebody to like try to at least attempt to do it. And even when you decide to say, hey, the title's going to have to switch hands, you got to have somebody really up there to beat him right there. And they're really not up there yet. Like, you can't say Dragunov, because Dragunov's been on a big losing streak in his own right. You're still building Bronson Reed, so you can't really say him yet. Braun Breaker, I guess, is just floating around with the IC title right now. So again, you aren't going to shoot him to the main event just yet. You got to start planning ahead of time, because like a lot of people I'm still seeing are shitting all over the Cody reign. And again, that's a situation where I don't blame Cody in that situation. I blame WWE for that situation, because look at how little they gave SmackDown. SmackDown got the absolute fucking shaft when they said, hey, we're going to give the title to Cody. Who do we have to challenge him? All right, nobody. That's right. It's just, that's on them. And now, right, when Gunther starts going on a tear, because honestly, I think he's going all the way to Mania with it too. He's another one who I think is going all the way to Mania with it. And you better make sure you have a lot of freaking people lined up for him for then.
You got to go on his little like chat and have this debate. I want to see how many people attack you when you said Roman don't need another title reign.
Yeah,
you just threw yourself in the fucking water with the sharks, man.
Yeah, it's over.
Much love and much respect. You're excellent at what you do, but there's no chance Roman retires without winning another World Heavyweight Championship. There's no chance. I would bet my house on it.
Bet the house you sold?
My next house and Dylan's house too.
And Dylan's house too. That's a good one.
And well, one thing, and I don't mean to cut you off, Marcus. I'm really sorry. So listen, the GIF I posted, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to beat Gunther. He could be coming to help Roman. I didn't say what he was going to do.
Well, I can't see that either. I can't.
He's a Paul Heyman guy, so I don't know how you can't see it. So
I just can't see it. Like, after everything of him and Roman, I can't see him and Roman all of a sudden being aligned. It just doesn't work. Brock needs nobody. I'll just say it. Brock needs nobody.
I mean, Triple H is maybe trying to switch it up. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. So I think we all know where this is going. Roman's going to help Gunther get up as to a bigger star than he already is. Gunther retains. I don't know how long he's going to hold it. Like, something tells me he could have a super long reign like he did with that UK title and the Intercontinental Championship. He can hold it I'm going to say no less than a year. But I don't know how long he can hold it. But I could be wrong. He could drop it in a few months if Seth gets it back. But then again, Punk and Seth don't need a championship unless they're trying to put a title on Punk if they haven't win the Rumble in 2025. But I got Gunther retaining. I at least have Gunther finishing 2024 as World Heavyweight Champion at least. And then when 25 comes, we'll see. But I got to do something soon. So let's just quickly run through NXT No Mercy. That's going to be this Sunday in Denver, Colorado, the night after Bash in Berlin. Normal time for us. I don't really have much to say on these matches except one little thing for the main event. So we'll get to it. We'll start with Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker for the NXT Women's Championship. Go ahead, Bill.
So I would love to see Jada Parker win. For us in the South, we know that Jada Parker is from LSU. She played soccer at LSU. So it would be nice to see an LSU girl get the NXT Women's title. But I don't know if they pull it off of Roxanne. So I'm gonna go with Roxanne just as a smart pick. I would love to see Jada Parker win it. She has been doing very well in NXT, but I don't know. I just don't know if they do it just yet.
I'm going Roxanne.
Like Dylan said, love Jada Parker. I'm from Louisiana as well, representing the boot. But I don't say I'm pulling the trigger. I'm gonna go with Roxanne retaining.
I think it's obvious. Roxanne does retain here. I'm impressed with Jada Parker. She's come along very fast. Like I'm proud to see her growth as fast as it's been. But honestly, you're not taking that. You're not having her take that title off Roxanne. The only person taking that title off of Roxanne is a woman that just basically finished up her freaking stuff in Japan right now, and that's Julia. They basically have it. It seems like ready to go. So.
I love Jada Parker too. Go Tigers. But Roxanne is my number one girl in NXT. Going with Roxanne Perez to retain. NXT Women's North American Championship. That's another tough one. Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu.
So I'm going with Kalani Jordan. But it was nice to see Wendy Chu bring Rosemary of all people from TNA. I think TNA's been sending a lot of their people. NXT hasn't really done much on their end sending people. I'd like to see some NXT names go do a show on TNA on Thursday. So it'd be cool to see Sean start to return to favor a little bit. But yeah, it was nice to see Rosemary. But Kalani Jordan wins. She just won it not long ago. I think she's doing well with it. Wendy Chu, I love the new character. I love the dark character that she's portraying. But Kalani wins, I think.
Yeah, she retains.
This is tough for me. I love like Dylan said, I love the Wendy Chu look. Kind of a mixture of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross with the White Six kind of creepy scream looking look. But I guess Kalani is just I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with Kalani as well.
I think it's still too soon. I think Kalani's had a very short range. She's really only had one title defense so far. I like that they gave Wendy this new character, like basically the sleep paralysis demon. You wouldn't want to wake up to watch that staring at you. Hell no. But I still think it's too soon. I think I Kalani retaining.
Yeah, I like they finally did something different with Wendy Chu. I mean, she deserves to be a champion too. It's whenever they decide to put it on her. I love Kalani Jordan. You know, she's I don't know if that's a slogan, but I'm gonna say she's her because that's Mello's woman, that's him's woman, so she's her. But Kalani Jordan's kick ass. Like that match she had with who was it at Heatwave? That match was so goddamn good. Was it Fallon Henley? She fought at Heatwave. She fought somebody at Heatwave, and it was so.
I think it was. Good. Yeah, I think it was Fallon.
Oh, that was like probably one of the best women's matches I've seen in a long time.
Oh wait, or was that Sol Ruka? That was Sol Ruka.
Oh, Sol Ruka. I'm sorry. Well, she had a match with Fallon. Well, she had
enough.
She also had a kick-ass match with Fallon Henley too. But
yes,
that one at Heatwave, Sol Ruka. That was probably the best women's match of the year. Was Kalani Jordan and Sol Ruka. But I got Kalani Jordan retaining. I think she keeps it a few more months. All right. This is another tough one. Goddamn. NXT North American Championship, Obafemi versus the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo.
So how Gunther was with the Intercontinental Champion, I see them doing this with Obafemi and the North American title. I don't see anybody taking it off of him anytime soon. This guy is an absolute stud of a wrestler, athlete, and as a champion. I am so impressed by this guy. It's gonna be a great match with Tony D'Angelo. I think this guy is fantastic as well. It could be a sneaky pick for the match of the night just because of Obafemi, how great he is. So I obviously think he retains. I don't see him dropping it anytime soon.
Yes, he's retaining.
Yeah, me and Dylan, I think you're bugging my headphones over here. No, I'm kidding. Obafemi is absolute stud. He can't be far away from being called up to the main roster. I know he's gonna have to drop in order for that to happen, but man, he is electric. Yeah, there's no way. Oba retains for sure.
See, again, I'm by myself, I feel like, again here. I got Tony winning the title, honestly, because, listen, Obafemi's fantastic. Guy has come along, again, another one who's come along so fast. He's, like, absolutely killing it. His North American title run has been fantastic. I look at him and I go, out of everybody on that roster at this point, who could be next? If Tony doesn't do it, who's next? And really, unless Oba's just going to go on a freaking tear to the point where he just says, I don't want this no more, I want bigger, or you have to, or you move him on yourself. Because honestly, I think Tony really kind of settles in as the one only option you have left at this point. I feel like Tony makes the most sense to beat Obafemi because, like, again, you're really low on options to really beat Obafemi unless you're just going to say he's going to go all the way and then go for the NXT title after by just dropping this title by saying, okay, I've held it long enough. No more challengers. I got to go to something different. So honestly, I'm going Tony winning the title here.
This right here will answer your question. Shout out to Dr. Abby. Obi retains. I think he keeps it till he gets called to the main roster. And that shirt Braun Strowman wears, you could give that to Obafemi when he comes out because I feel like that's what Pat McAfee's going to say when Oba comes out on Raw. Or I think he goes
son of a bitch.
I think one big Nigerian son of a bitch.
That's one big son of a bitch.
And I think he'll be on Raw when he gets called up. So, all right, NXT Tag Team Championships. Chase University's Andre Chase, Ridge Holland taking on the former tag champs Nathan Frazier and Axiom. I think also the next big question: does Axiom and Frazier split after this? So who's walking out? And if Chase University retains, does Axiom and Frazier split?
So they just won it. So gotta go with the U on this one. Chase University retains, and yeah, the split's got to come at some point. I mean, if it doesn't happen on Sunday, it's going to happen on Tuesday. So it's going to happen at some point. But Chase University wins.
Yep, I'm going with them too. Chase U, and I think they turning.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Dylan and Jordan right here, and I'm gonna go with the U. I don't think the turn happens Sunday, but I do think it happens Tuesday. It's coming. It's not going to be any later than Tuesday, I don't think. But Chase U retains, and the turn happens no later than Tuesday for sure.
Yeah, it's very obvious here. You're not just going to put the titles on Chase U and then take them off him right now. Chase U retains. I do think a turn is eventually going to come, and I hope it's kind of on Axiom's side where he finally just ditches the fucking mask and goes like, I'm not this superhero no more. I'm a damn good wrestler. I shouldn't have to be trapped under this mask. But I think it is going to come on more on TV than on a pay-per-view, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Chase U to retain. Yes, Axiom and Frazier are splitting. They've been rumoring it for weeks. So I got Chase U retaining. This, I think, could be match of the night. We get two former tag team partners, Wesley versus Zachary Wentz. I'm shocked it's not like a no DQ or something, but I think this will be match of the night. But Dylan, what you got in this ain't gonna be a match. It's gonna be a fight.
So what a curveball with Wesley turning. I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought the Rascals were turning on Wesley. And then out of nowhere, super kicks Trey Miguel, and then he low blows Zachary Wentz. Honestly, I thought they were just going to beat the hell out of him. And that was far from what happened. So Wesley as a heel, still something I'm getting used to. But I think Wesley does get the win over him. It's going to be, it could be the match of the night easily. So give me Wesley.
Yeah, I'm going Wesley too.
So, Yeah, Dylan and Jordan. I love the heels. I was shocked as well on how they went with West on the turn. Um, I think Wesley wins here.
So I got to be that guy and say it. I don't like this story. I don't like it. It's actually literally made zero sense to me. And that might be just me, but it's literally made no sense at all. It is stemming off a situation that was like legit. Wentz gets released because of his absolutely psycho ex-wife at the time. So it's a real life situation. So I understand where they had to go with that whole entire thing. Wes gets to the point where he's like, man, I don't have my boy with me no more. Okay, I understand. He then goes on to become the longest reigning North American champion. Loses that. Goes on another little schlump to his boys coming back, where it's absolutely crazy. You then turn on them and use the excuse of you left me, to the point where you also come out there and say, I'm tired of being in your shadow. When in the ever-loving hell has Wesley ever been in Trey Miguel's shadow or Wentz's shadow? The three of them have been side by side. There is no one over the other when it came to that faction. So what in the ever-loving hell kind of description is that of I'm tired of being in your shadow? To me, this has been the most stupidest turn that I think Shawn Michaels has come up with. It's made no sense whatsoever watching Wes come out there and say the things that he said when literally none of it makes sense of what he said at all. So honestly, like, I've gone into this with very little interest. Do I know that these two are going to have a hell of a match? You're damn right I know they're going to put on a freaking crazy-ass match. And I do have Wes winning it, but I'm not very interested because this story has not done it for me.
Sorry, I just realized you were finished. I got Wesley winning this one. He has to win this. Like, it's going to push him over. And then down the road, he'll go after the NXT title. Speaking of that, main event, NXT Championship. I think we're all ready for it, but it's got a twist now. Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry for the NXT Championship, now with Trick Williams as the special guest referee. Do you believe?
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I had to play it. I did that. I mean, this can go either way. I'm hearing about this, hearing about that, but I need a final answer. Is Joe Hendry winning the NXT Championship or not?
No. I think Ethan Page retains, and I think that Trick Williams is the one to cost Joe Hendry the title. And I think that Trick goes back to being a heel. You know, it's awesome seeing face. I love the crowd singing along to a song and whatnot, but I think they still do it, even if he turns heel. For me, the NXT crowd is one of the most cringy crowds of all time, and it's not even close. Like it's honestly known that they were very cringy, and I really think that they keep on their sing-alongs even after Trick turns. But I mean, if you have Joe Hendry lose clean after the hype of bringing him every week, of the views he gets on his videos on social media, then what are you doing? I think the way for him to lose is for Trick to turn on him. And I think that's why they're putting Trick as a special guest referee. So I think Joe loses because of Trick, and we see Trick and Joe Hendry somewhere down the line. Because I'm honestly starting to wonder if Joe Hendry is still contracted by TNA at this point, because he appears more on NXT than he does TNA. So, but honestly, I think Joe Hendry is going to be around way more longer, and I see people talking about his entrance at the Royal Rumble is going to be legendary. just hearing people sing along to a song, seeing the thousands and thousands, not just an NXT Performance Center, but seeing an actual crowd of however many they're going to have inside there for the Rumble, singing his song and waving their hands and whatnot. It's going to be fantastic. He stays around way longer after No Mercy, that's for sure, but he does unfortunately lose.
Yeah, I'm going Ethan Page to retain.
Oh boy, Marcus is probably never gonna let me come back on this show because he's loves Joe Henry. Joe's great. A lot of people in my wrestling chat on 2 of my wrestling chats on X, they give Joe Henry a lot of shit. Think he's just a comedic figure. I think it's hilarious. I think he's great. But then again, Dylan, maybe I need to talk before you next time. I think that's the reason they really did put Trick into the match, because with what they've done with Joe Henry, Shawn Michaels is great. Like I don't see any way possible they have him lose clean. So yeah, Trick's gonna turn, and we're gonna eventually see Trick and Joe Henry, but unfortunately, Ethan Page will retain here because of Trick Williams.
Oh, jeez. So when they announced Trick as the referee last night, I go, great, there's going to be some bullshit afoot. And I can't escape it. And I hate saying that because this NXT TNA collab to me still feels so flat to me. It feels like it's still missing something. Like, we've now had 2 opportunities to put a NXT title on a TNA wrestler by going, hey, listen, we had Jordan Grace take a shot at the title. It didn't happen. We had the Rascals go for the tag team titles. It didn't happen. I'm losing a lot of interest in this entire thing right now, and I hate saying that so much because I want to see TNA get the love, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's working to me. And right now, I think it needs, like I said, this whole thing needs a big, shocking moment for it right now. And Joe Hendry winning the NXT title to me would be that big, shocking moment. But again, it feels like we're going to go against it. Because right now we're in a situation where it's either going to be 3 strikes and you're out, or 3rd time's the charm. I'm hoping to God it's going to be 3rd time's the charm. Because I like I said, I'm off this. If it doesn't happen on Sunday, I have no belief in this collab being anything but just random appearances and nothing big happening out of it. Because it just feels so uninteresting because you're so unwilling to take a fucking chance. Just take the chance already. It's not like you're losing the NXT title. If Joe Hendry goes back over on TNA and defends your NXT title on TNA, tell me that doesn't make people want to go not only tune into TNA because an NXT title's there, but it makes you want to tune into NXT because Joe Hendry, a TNA wrestler, is holding an NXT title over there. Like, give it something. Stop being afraid to take the chance. Take the damn chance, put the title on the guy, and do it. Yeah. But I just can't escape the fact that there's going to be bullshit afoot. And I hate saying that, but I'm going to stick with my hope that Joe Hendry wins this championship somehow. And I hope to God he does.
You gotta believe, like Ivan says. Shout out to Ivan, circle of debate. All right, 1 or 2 things is gonna happen, obviously. If Ethan retains because Joe Henry gets screwed by Trick, and then Joe Henry will go back to TNA and pull the miracle and win the TNA World Heavyweight title at Bound for Glory, whether if it's Nick Nemeth or Josh Alexander. People think it might be Josh Alexander. Or he could shock the world, show you a real forbidden door, win the NXT championship. That could lead to maybe a Worlds Collide event with TNA versus NXT, something we all want right now. And he could go to Bound for Glory as NXT champion and have a winner-take-all match with whoever the TNA World Heavyweight Champion is. I feel like it's either way, Joe Henry's main eventing Bound for Glory with that NXT title or not. Oh my God. I'm trying to win a fucking title for once in the Game Breaker Sports Network. So I have a chance.
I have no shot.
Freddie, fucking, you better get some good picks too, because we have a chance to become tag team champions of the world. So,
yeah,
Joe, I'm glad he's not in the fucking YouTube chat comments right now. He's been popping up on SmackDown Watch Alongs or NXT Watch Alongs while he's working.
I started off this weekend. I was like, on our on you guys' page, I think Jordan may have won. I can't remember, but on the Tim and them stuff, like I started off like maybe 3 or 4-0, and I just fell apart. Like ended up 5-5. But Christian cost me twice, so now I'm in the running for like a mid card title, and I'm like, oh man, y'all just brought me in. Y'all can't just be throwing me in for a mid card title, man. What? I'm the EVP, bro. What's wrong with you guys, man?
This is me right now, having to fucking pick Ethan Page to retain, because it's gonna fucking happen. Trick's gonna cost him, and we'll get Trick versus Joe Henry probably on an episode of NXT, if not Halloween Havoc.
So on Tim's picks, he asked, or in the Facebook chat, he asked for Bash at Berlin and AEW, correct?
Yeah, but that'll be next week. But
I'm
not predicting. I don't even think if the card gets better, maybe we'll do a quick prediction for All Out. But I don't know. It depends how the card goes. But we don't really predict a lot of AEW shows unless if it's like Double or Nothing or if it's a bigger show.
Yeah.
If I start watching it more, maybe I'll start adding predictions.
Yeah.
But, I watched it tonight. Actually, it was okay. It was a good show. It was okay show, but.
So you guys are the one that does the NXT predictions and stuff?
We do WWE and NXT every time. I'll occasionally throw TNA in. Like when Bound for Glory comes, I'm going to do predictions for Bound for Glory. Maybe not Emergence or maybe not Victory Road. Whatever else they got. But Bound for Glory, definitely. I'm going to make predictions for Bound for Glory. But that will wrap up tonight. This was fun. Sorry it took so long. We almost went 2 hours. I gotta go run an errand real quick. So, CJP, Justin, it was fun having you guys on. I'm on Twitter at MarcosLee337. I gotta roll, so I'm gonna let Dylan and Jordan close it out with everybody. So,
thanks, Mark.
Peace, brother.
I'll see you guys next week. So, Dylan, you can wrap it up for everybody.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'll probably move to Marcus' spot. And everyone's gonna move around once he leaves. But yeah, first of all, CJP, let them know your social media.
Okay. Well, first of all, you can find me on X. I'm the EVP of Two Heads, One Table Podcast, as well as DKO. Every Friday night, 6 p.m. This week, I'll be defending my promo championship 1-on-1. You guys should definitely tune into that because that is very funny. I also run Main Event Mondays every Monday night with my co-host Kyle Anthony. That's usually between 5 and 6 p.m. Tomorrow I'll be running a space with Zero News at 5 p.m. Eastern. I don't do that very often, maybe once a month, but he comes on as a special guest. But my Twitter handle is at Charlie718-03496, or you can find me on Facebook at CJ Perry. Not Lana, but CJ Perry.
Nice. Go ahead, Justin.
Find me on Facebook and Instagram at In Time Wrestling Podcast. It is all one word. X at JustinTime211. You can follow my co-host, my brother at Jeremy in Time 721. In Time Wrestling Podcast hasn't come back yet, but it eventually will be coming back. Other than that, you can catch me on Circle of Debate. I'll be on there tomorrow night. We'll be doing the big the usual show for Thursdays, Fridays back over on Game Breakers for the SmackDown Watch Along. We'll be back on Game Breaker or on Circle of Debate for the Bash in Berlin Watch Along. We'll be doing back on Circle of Debate for the NXT Watch Along. Other than that, I'll be around. I'll be all over the place, and I thank you guys again for having me on because, like I said, it feels like it's been far too long being on the channel again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been far too long. Need to have you back way more often. You've been doing a lot of work with GBS and with Circle of Debate. So really appreciative of you coming on with GBS a lot. That's something that we're still getting going. And
Yes.
at this point, we ain't stopping. Like, we're looking to bring more people on to get bigger, get stronger every day. So we got a great team, and we're just getting better. But you can find the podcast on Twitter at World Elite Pod. You can find myself at Dylan Aber _Jordans at Jordan _J2000. The sponsorships and affiliates can be found in the description of this video. Too many to name. Don't feel like naming all of them. So if you're interested in going check out all the stuff, go check it out in the description. The merchandise is in our description as well. Pretty much everything about the show, social media wise, is in our description. Instagram, we're at World Elite Pod. We're also on Facebook. We're everywhere that you find a live video. All of our audio stuff as far as these live streams, the nostalgias that Marcus does, and pretty much anything that he does or we do for the audio is available pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast. Spotify, Apple, we're everywhere. So go show some love to the audio side of the show as well. We're super appreciative of everyone in the chat tonight that's been blowing it up, that's been showing support to all of us. So super appreciative, very appreciative of CJP and Justin for coming on as well. Looking forward to having both of you guys back on in the near future, and the near future could possibly be next week if we decide to go live next week to do maybe a fallout of Bash in Berlin and talk some NXT as well. So if we do, I'll contact both of you about that. But anyway, this is the World Elite Podcast, and we will potentially see everybody next week. We're looking forward to getting back on this week-to-week basis thing. We kind of slowed down since WrestleMania, but now that life is pretty good right now, there's been no complications. We're looking to get things back up and running every week. So we'll keep everyone posted on social media. But until then, we will see you all next time. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.